That's just sports, baby.
Crowd goes wild, strawberry ice bringing fire and style. Reds, Bengals, Bearcats, all in my zone. This is my stage, my mic, my throne. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's line is kicking down the door. Step into the ring where the passion ignites. Talking sports all day and all night. From the field to the court to the rowing stands. Strawberry ice with the world in my hands. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's line is kicking down the door.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Iceman Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'll bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by Priority Lawn and Landscaping. If you got multiple properties, or maybe you got a big property, or maybe you just don't feel like cutting your grass, think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. You guys need to get some mulch, some gravel. I don't need some shrubs on anything. I mean anything. Lawn and landscaping. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Don't think it. Call them at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. You can also follow them on Facebook. And when you do, tell them Ice sent you. What is up to everybody in the chat? We've got, let's see here. We got Brandon there. We got Stranger in there. Brandon again. Crypt Keeper and Taylor Stout and Mon. There you go. They must start off fast. I agree with you. I agree with you totally. Who they trade? Where are you from? Is that New Hampshire? NH, New Hampshire? I think maybe I'm from wrong. Crip, what's up? What's up? All right, guys. This is Tuesday show. It's just gonna be me. I don't have a guest today. Joe is too busy at the pool, so he decided he wanted to do that instead of come on the show today. I can't fault him for that. He's on here a lot. But let's get to the Reds here real quick. They lost last night 5-2 last night against the Dodgers. They had their chances. They got to get them off early. Once the pitcher got going, which I am not going to attempt to say his name, he shut them down. Tonight, you got another great pitching matchup. The Reds need to get this win because they got Shohei tomorrow, and you really don't want to face Shohei on trying to avoid getting swept for the first time this season. Hopefully, the Reds will make a trade here at trade deadline coming up here on the 31st. There's rumors maybe Gino Suarez. There's rumors some other guys, maybe some pitching. Who knows? We'll see. Hopefully, they get something done there. That's a topic we can discuss. But the title of the show is, can the Bengals finally start fast in 2025? Mon already said, yes, they must start off fast. I agree with them. They've done a lot of stuff that, like, I know people were like, what does getting the morning practices or having morning practices instead of afternoon practices have to do with fast start? I don't really know, other than the fact that I think the practices are more intense and more fast paced because they're first thing in the morning. And like Joe said earlier when he did his press conference last week, he likes it because before they would do the lifting and everything before and then go to practice. Now it's the first thing they do. They can go get their full energy or whatever out. And I think the tempo is faster, and then they can go out and lift afterwards. The practices have been way more fast tempoed, I think. And to me, they look better. Now, one thing that does scare me, now the defensive line is looking good, which, hey, hopefully the defensive line is just looking good and it's not our offensive line looking bad. That's one thing that is scary. But the defense overall, I think, is looking better, even in the secondary. DJ Ivey has made some plays. Tyson Anderson's made some plays in there. Those guys, I think, are two guys that can and hopefully will step up for the Bengals this year because they're going to need them, especially Tyson Anderson. They did not add anybody to that safety room, so there's a big open door for Tyson. Let's see. Let me get to. I know Brad brought this up. We'll get to this question here real quick. Now I don't know where you read this at because I have not. I now granted I've been busy a lot today, so I haven't been able to be on the internet as much as I would like to be. But Brad said, I hope what I read last night was not true. The Bengals gave Trey their final offer, and Trey was not interested. If you could tell me where you read that at, and if did anybody else in the chat hear that? Because I have not heard that. The last thing I really heard was what Jesse James said on the show yesterday, that basically from what I've heard is they got pretty much 98% of it knocked out. It's the guarantees, and they are between $6 and $10,000, or $10,000. Yeah, $6 and $10 million, $6 million, $10 million, $10,000 usual. They wouldn't be squabbling over that if he just went $10,000 guaranteed. The Bengals were like, okay, but $6 million and $10 million apart as far as the guarantees goes into the second and possible third year. And Trey's thing is, and Jeremy Fowler said this on ESPN, his thing, and he's got a point. You know, you paid Joe, Jamar, and T, and you guaranteed them money, and he considers himself on their level as far as this team goes, which if you look at the production, yes, he is. Problem is, when you start breaking it down, he's 30 years old. By the time it was a 3-year contract on top of this year, that'd be 4 years. He'll be 34 years old. He doesn't play the run. Joe, Jamar, and T play every down that they can. They don't really have a part of the game that they don't play. So, but either way, Trey is an elite pass rusher. He's been the best pass rusher in the NFL last couple of years by the numbers. And you can break it down to saying, well, look at the sacks against the teams that he was getting the sacks against, which I'm sure the Bengals are doing that. It's a big, dark rabbit hole you don't really want to go down. But hopefully, I'm still optimistic, Brad. I think it's going to happen soon. We've had some people say that it's going to happen here tomorrow. We got here, Mon. He said ESPN speculated the Bengals have maxed their offer. ESPN never gives the Bengals any credit, so I don't hold anything. Like, nobody really can get information out of the Bengals. They are one of the most. Now it's because they have a small room of people who are in the know of what's going on. So not a lot of stuff actually leaks out that the Bengals don't want to leak out because there's not that many people that actually know what's going on. So ESPN's just grasping at straws, trying to put tea leaves together and stuff. Like I said, I think Mo Egger said this today on the radio, or I think it was Mo. It was either him or Paul Dannard. I'm fairly confident he's going to play for the Bengals this year. And I'm fairly confident they're going to get this done. And that was the last thing I heard on was Paul Dannard and Mo talking about on the radio today. I was hoping by Wednesday. Right now, I'm hoping by maybe next week. We'll see. I don't know. Brad says it was an article on ESPN. ESPN sometimes grasp at straws. You got to take some of that stuff with a grain of salt. I mean, they also say the Bengals are cheap and nobody wants to play for them. And what was their take when Joe Burrow went there? Quarterbacks go there to die, which was an absolute just horrible take that ESPN had. So I really sometimes wish Fox would get a little better so they could actually take some of the status away from ESPN. All right, you guys blowing up the chat here. I love it. Who they Augie? What's going on? Let me try to get up here. Oh, all right, Taylor. Yeah, from New Hampshire. All right, awesome. Glad you're welcome to the show. T. Bricky says one thing to stay away from injury first of this year. Yeah, and knock on wood. Right now, we made it through the first week or so of camp and haven't had any except for which the guy I'm not gonna remember his name. The guard we got for the Saints. Him. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you watch the show, you know I can never remember his name. It's just a brain cramp that I had. It's like calling Jermaine Burton Darnell Burton. I had this. I don't know. It's annoying. Taylor, ecstatic to hear McPherson seems to be back. Huge if it's true. Yeah. So from what I've read and talked to different beat writers, so I think I was talking to Caleb Knoll from Channel 9. Friday about this. And apparently, Evan, for some reason, decided to change the way he kicked after his rookie year, where he was almost perfect. He tried to go more straight on to the ball. Plus, he is healthy this year. And he's going back to the way he was his rookie year, where, like I said, he was almost perfect. And he has been perfect in practice. I've seen almost every kick, and he's hit every single one. John, what is up? Hello, big guy here from Michigan. Hope everyone is safe and healthy out there. Exactly. Thanks, John, for checking in. Awesome. That's why the Bengals, they need like more choices when it comes to guards. They need to have some bolder competition en route. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to, guys. We keep talking about Scherf. Scherf is still out there. So, yeah, the Bengals could sign him, but nobody else has signed him. Dalton Reisner, I don't even know if he retired or not. Then the guy for the Arizona Cardinals, that he came out and said that he is healthy and ready to play back from his knee surgery. That's a guy right now I would try to go get. But for some reason, nobody's signing Scherf. So I'm kind of, well, I don't know. Is Scherf better than what we have or not? Let's see here. Hold on. Awesome. I have not heard that either. Okay, talking about Trey, I think I haven't heard either that they are still trying to get a deal done, worked out, and that there's some to settle with the guarantee. Yeah, from what I know, it's the guaranteed money. That's from what the latest I heard. We told Rossetti at ESPN that it's the guaranteed money, and he also told Manti Te'o on NFL Network that the guaranteed money was, which he said they were like horrendously off. But if the numbers I'm hearing between 6 to 10 million, that's not that far off. You would think they would get that figured out here. Augie here says it was most optimistic Schefter sounded when he said that $6 to $10 million exactly ain't too far off. Trey will comprise on a couple million guaranteed. If they offer more years guaranteed, I think it gets done. Yeah, that's as far as I know. It's coming down, like I said, it's coming down to the guarantees. That's it. It's they've got a lot of it hammered out. It's just figure out how much the Bengals are willing to guarantee. And Trey's point is he's on the same level as this team, which I'm not disagreeing with him, as Joe Burrow, Jamar. He means as much to this team as Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. On the defensive side of the ball, he does. He is our one and only pass rusher right now. We need him to come back this year and next year and the year after that. Stranger, ESPN's clickbait haters. Exactly. Let's see. Okay. ESPN bases their info on past performances, and assumes with us just because we're a small market and can't get much info. Like, yeah, that's the whole thing. Jungle Pod, what is up? Who day? Bengals need another guard. You're correct. Lucas Patrick. Thank you, T-Bird. I don't know why I cannot remember Lucas Patrick. It's driving me nuts. So Hernandez has finally been cleared. That's the guy I'm talking about from Arizona. Right now, he's the guy that I would try to go after because the thing is, Patrick is hurt right now. And that's the one thing that might move them. He hasn't practiced, and I think he's only really practiced, I want to say 2 days at camp. If I remember, sometimes my days are running together. I've been going to camp so often, I forget exactly what day it was he got hurt. But I think he's only practiced like 2 days. And look, Cody Ford, I've said this before. You guys, beginning when they re-signed Cody Ford, I said, don't be surprised if Cody Ford is our starting right guard. I still keep saying, don't be surprised if Cody Ford is our starting right guard. I'm not happy with that. I think Cody Ford is better for this team as far as the swing guy goes. He can play guard and tackle. As far as our depth goes, that would be better if you get Hernandez and plug him in at right guard would be awesome. Natty Rob, what is up? What's going on? Paul, so give him 2 years guarantee with a third-year option. Sounds good to me, Paul. You're preaching to the choir, brother. I hope they do that. But get back to the fast start here. There's just a bigger emphasis on it too. If you go out there and you watch practice, you see, in my opinion, the guys, the veterans on this team, the main three, the elite, I call them the elite, Jackpot Joey, Uno, Jamar Chase, and T, are out there. They are first in the drills, going as hard as they can every drill. Guys like Logan Wilson, like we talked about in yesterday's show, when they're doing special team stuff, he's over on the side catching balls from the quarterbacks, practicing his craft, not practicing catching passes, but practicing catching interceptions. There is just a different aura, I think, I feel about this training camp than other ones. It's not definitely not relaxed, but we've already had a couple fights, and we had, I want to say 2, maybe 3 fights already. That, to me, it tells you about the intensity of this. Now, I know the heat, it's been hot as crap out there, but that's the intensity of these battles that they're doing. So that, to me, just shows how much they've cranked the intensity up on, and how they were ready to go day one. Now you got Shamar Stewart out there, and look, he would have sacked Joe Burrow the other day, or Jake Browning. Sorry, it was Jake Browning the other day. If you guys watched that video, James P tweeted out, Trags tweeted out. I mean, it was out everywhere where Shamar just running like this because he would have sacked him and tipped the ball. Now, again, I'm choosing to see it as, well, our defensive line is looking a lot better than we thought it would. Not that our offensive line is looking better, because he's going against our tackles. He's going against Orlando Brown, and he's going against Mims. So they're making plays. And like I said, the secondary is looking better. So I do think the defense is going to be better this year. And typically in training camp, the defense is always ahead of the offense. Always. It's just because of the timing and everything with the offense passing game and all that stuff. It takes time. Even if you've been playing together for years, it takes, thousands of snaps to get the timing exactly down to where you want it. And if you saw Joe Burrow is already playing at an elite level. If you saw the catch that he snuck into the end zone, I think it's to Jamar, where Jamar just snagged it with, kind of caught it like this, and there's 2 guys on him. I want to say Stone and Cam Taylor-Britt were there. I mean, it was good coverage. They were right there, but Joe Burrow threw the perfect ball. And again, people, I'm telling you, this is in training camp, and Joe Burrow is already doing this. This is what excites me. I'm like, even for defense isn't all the way up to snuff, I really think Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins are going to be even better than they were last year. No contract disputes. They're all signed. They're all happy. They're all in here. Just where all they're doing is concentrate on ball. I'm going to go back to the Trey Henderson thing, too. I want to ask you guys this opinion. Last year with Jamar doing the hold in, I think, and I've kind of changed my mind on this, I think it was more distracting than what Trey's doing. Trey left. He's not there. We don't see him. We don't think about him. All right, well, he's in Florida. He'll show up. It's almost like he's injured or something. He's in the stadium, get treatment or something. You don't think about it as much as you did with Jamar, seeing him in the baseball cap and wondering how long it's going to be till he actually plays. Did he actually come out to training camp, or did he come out to practice today? And what's he doing and all that stuff. Honestly, when Trey said he's leaving so he's less distracting, I actually think he's right. Now, if Trey wants to be a captain, I don't know how you can be a captain when you're not at training camp. Before this, absolutely, I would have said put Trey as captain. Now I'm not so sure. Let's see here. Natty, what's up? Man, Ice. That set yesterday I saw on TV over the city put tears in my eyes. Oh, the sunset. Oh, dude. It was the skies have looked so awesome here the last couple nights. It's been unbelievable. I mean, we were driving. My son and his wife moved over to the east side, so we were over there having dinner at their house over the weekend, and we were driving back, and dude, the sky looked awesome. I love my city. The sunset and everything. I can't help it. My city's better than yours. Let's see here. Natty Stewart looks like he's going to be a problem. I love it. But hey, I hope so. I mean, it's early, is all I can say. And he's going against our offensive line. So, yes, it does. But we'll see. And I'm not trying to throw salt on you, Ron. I'm not at all. I'm not. He does look really good. He's made some really good plays. I think he's going to be okay. And hopefully he's the impact player we think he's going to be. There we go. Rob says, me too. I think it's better that Trey isn't there every day. Yeah, it's kind of, well, you're the play, like you just say, your next time for the players. Yeah, they're not constantly asked over and over and over and over again about Trey. Where's Trey? How you feel about Trey? What's Trey doing this? Why Trey do that? He's not there. So as far as when Trey said he's leaving, and he did say he's doing it not to be a distraction. I didn't think that at first, but I've changed my mind. And yes, I think Trey made the right decision as far as not only to be a distraction to his team, and getting this team ready to go. And the thing is it really, like I said, is it really that big of a deal that Trey's missing now? Now, if you had your choice of, you could pick either Shamar Stewart coming in late or Trey Henderson coming in late, I guarantee you I got 80 people watching and 100 people commenting here. All of you guys would say, we want Shamar in early. Trey can wait. And this is nothing against Trey at all. It's Shamar needs to get in here and learn the playbook and learn what he's supposed to do. Trey knows it. Now, I'm not saying I want Trey signed like the night before and come in off the street and play. No, I want him. I'm hoping to get him in there at the end of this week or next week is what I'm hoping. But if you had your choice, I'm glad it worked out the way it did, that they finally got Shamar signed and his deal is done. Austin, I think the D-line will be top shape this year. I've been impressed with CTB and Murphy, and Geno Stone seems like he's doing a little better. Geno Stone started to come around last year. So I was not impressed, but I was pleasantly surprised with the way he started playing at the end of last year. So my issue with the safeties is we really have, I mean, Geno Stone is the veteran. Jordan Battle technically is a veteran, but we really don't have a veteran presence in there. Now, this makes more opportunity for my boy Tyson Anderson. I think Tyson's going to take advantage of it because dude can play. His problem, he hasn't been able to stay healthy. So, and DJ Ivy, he's coming back from that knee injury. He's making some plays. So the young guys are starting to turn the corner, maybe, which is all what we all want for our defense. Let's see, Brad, what'd you say? The skyline last night at GABP was awesome. Yeah, dude, it's been really cool here lately. Let's see, game time. You guys are blowing all this up. I appreciate all that too. If you guys want to talk, I kind of want to talk a little Stephen A. Smith and Chris Canty. And my boy Augie brought this up for me. He told me about it, texted me it before the show started. I have not seen the video, but Chris Canty is out there. I don't even want to give him. I'm not giving him credit because he's a complete idiot. He is the new Skip Bayless. He just says stuff to get people riled up and upset. But I'm glad to hear that Stephen A. and one of the other co-hosts went after him and told him he was wrong, which I'm like, thank you, finally. Well, apparently, Stephen A. said that if the Bengals don't get off to a good start, that it falls all on Joe Burrow. And let me see if I can find this. All right, let's see here. Oh, it was Stephen A. and Clark. All right, so this is what they said. They said the man led them to 35 points per game in a majority of their losses, which they did. We scored 30 or more points in 4 straight games and lost. It's on the D, and they say you can't blame Joe, which is exactly right, where I'm glad finally somebody stood up to this dude and going, you literally, and I don't know why ESPN, I guess they're getting views. I don't know. I don't watch their show listen to their morning show. I mean, I love ESPN 1530. I love Austin Elmore and Mo. But the national guys on ESPN, especially in the morning, I tried to listen to them, and that dude just says some crazy stuff that makes no sense. There's a clip, I think Ace put it out there one time, where his own producer called him out on his show that he was contradicting what he said the week before. Like, the dude can't even keep straight of what he's got going on. So I don't know if you guys got to see that or not, but like I said, I didn't get to see it, but Augie let me know. Let's see here. Michael Baden here. Oh, wait, let me get to Natty Ron here. I'm sick of those guys, especially Chris. He said, yeah, he's dumb as hell. He is. And they hate the Bengals. I don't know. They hate the Bengals. It's just an easy. It's low hanging fruit. It's not doing your work, and that's one thing. If you really watch these national guys, and if they give opinions about the Bengals, their opinions are based upon what happened 20 years ago, not what's happened recently. It's the whole thing. I keep saying, you can't say the Bengals are cheap when we got one of the highest paid quarterbacks, one of the highest paid non-quarterbacks, and T. Higgins, who's in the top 10 or whatever. And Trey Henderson's probably going to be up there. You can't sit there and say that the Bengals are cheap. You can say that they do weird stuff, like the whole thing with the guards of not signing one. I think it's kind of weird. That to me would be more of something that might be like, why don't you spend money on the guards to protect Joe Burrow, who you spent all this money on? Just as if I'm doing a national radio show, that's what I would go after the Bengals for. Not, oh, Joe Burrow's not that good. Dude, Joe Burrow, they damn near made the playoffs last year. They scored over 30 points in 3 straight losses. I mean, that's not Joe Burrow. That's not his fault. Like, he's, and I don't know. Pay me. I can give better opinions than these guys. All right, let's see here. Oh my goodness, we have a Chiefs fan in here. All right, well, let me read this. Let me see what you got here. I already reported the deal. It's going to get done 3 years, 120, 80 guaranteed, 2 years, 80 guaranteed. I think it gets done in the next 2 weeks. Henderson is a player Chiefs fans respect. Well, that's good. I appreciate it. You reported this. You think it's going to be 3 years, 120? That's fine. I mean, hey, that would get it done. You think it gets done in the next 2 weeks? Well, Chiefs High Smoke. What's up, man? Welcome, or girl. How you doing? Welcome to the show. See that. Look, I respect that right there. You came in, you're a Chiefs fan, and you giving your opinion on a Bengals topic. You're not in here just talking smack. I appreciate that. Like, make sure you subscribe and join the show more often. I do appreciate that a lot. There are some Chiefs fans that are pretty cool on Twitter. A lot of them are just annoying as crap, but you're pretty cool like that. Natty on RC is cool. I like that. Kevin, the Bengals all spent money out. New locker room, new media room. Yeah, all that stuff. A lot of stuff. Austin says, hi, Chief Smoke Nose Ball. There you go. All right. What's a KC? This is an open forum. They can come. Natty, it's all right. As long as they'll come here talking crap. I don't care. Hey, we had the Patriots guy come in here last week. So it doesn't bother me. I don't care. Say, Brucey, Natty Ron, the show is live. Oh, yeah, it's live. It's live, baby. As live as it can get. And I'm doing it by myself. What's this? Oh, you're defending me. I like that. And Strawberry Ice actually responds to us. I try to. Well, I mean, I always do this. If I ever got the chance to do an actual radio show, which hopefully someday I will, that'd be great. I want to talk to you guys. I mean, I know when you do call-ins and stuff and things, not everybody has a topic and not everybody wants to call in. This is actually easy. I mean, you guys can just sit there and comment. I mean, I used to do the links. I can put the link up and you guys can jump on if you want to, but I think a lot of you guys just like commenting here. What's up, Holmes? Say that right, Jeff. Let's this baseball Cardinals fan. Yeah, I do. I'll let you on there. Well, you're also a Bengals fan too. And Holmes, I love you, but I hate the Tweety Birds. I respect them, but I don't like them. It's kind of like Chiefs. I respect the Chiefs. I don't like them. There's a difference. Natty, Ice, we ready to set it off. Talk about my team. It's going down. Exactly. Now, one thing, I do want to talk some baseball here. I do want to do that. We had a first half hour here. Bengals. I want to know where your guys' heads at with this Reds team. Now, I know they lost last night, but they did have their opportunities to score. They had to get them early. If they would have got a couple runs early, that game could have been different. Chase Burns is the real deal, boys and girls. I'm very excited to watch his future. He has gotten thrown to the freaking wolves, though. He's pitched against the Dodgers last night, the Phillies, the Red Sox, the Yankees. He's pitched against all of them. The only one he's looked bad on was the Red Sox, and I think they figured out he was tipping pitches. That's because the Red Sox destroyed him. That's really been the only bad start. I think he is going to be awesome. And Hunter Green has made the move. He's going to be making a start up to AAA Louisville. So hopefully he's coming back soon. We got the deadline coming up here. I think it's Wednesday. Let me check my dates here. Thursday. Sorry, Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday. There's reports on ESPN. I just said you can take ESPN with a grain of salt. I was reading it because I think Jeff Carr put it out there that the Reds are in talks with Arizona, which I do think they're in talks with a lot of teams. I do think the Reds are going to make a trade. For what? I don't know. I'm hoping it's a bat and at least an arm. I like this idea. I'm not going to take credit for it. I heard it on Cincy 360. Somebody at Talkbacker said, trade for a starter, put Martinez in a bullpen. And you get Hunter Green back. That would be awesome. I would love the Reds to get Gino back. Now, the thing is, somebody brought this up today, too, that we should have never traded Gino. That was one of the guys I was pissed when we traded him. I was so mad when we traded Gino because that was one of my favorite players. And he's still under the contract that the Reds signed him in. Now, we would have not gotten Jake Fraley, and we would have not gotten Taylor Dunn. I think every one of you guys would be okay with not having Jake Fraley or Taylor Dunn if we still had Gino Suarez playing third base. Now, one thing I want to put this story here. If you guys remember, right after Gino signed that big contract with the Reds, he hurt his shoulder in a swimming pool accident. And he really was never the same for the Reds. It took him a good year and a half to get that shoulder back together to where he is now, where he's hitting bombs. The reason I'm bringing that up is because we're all wondering what's going on with Matty Bats, Matt McClain, Matty McBangs, whatever you want to call him. He missed an entire season of baseball. Gino he missed, I think, a couple games at the beginning of the season. I know he missed some of training camp or spring training. I don't remember offhand how many he missed, but he didn't miss that many. McClain missed an entire year. So, and I'm not saying, some people say, oh, you should send him back down triple. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I am saying that I wish Tito would move him back down in the batting order. He keeps batting him second. And my thought process is there right now, is I've never been a guy that moves I didn't like moving our big bats up to the top of the order, but changing my mind. Put Ellie batting second behind TJ. Move Austin up and batting third. And then fourth, you can put Fraley or Steer or Marte or somebody. Get Ellie more bats and get him hitting second because TJ gets on, then Ellie can make some stuff happen. And if you get Gino Suarez, then he can bat fourth or third. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm trying to tell you that Matt McClain is going to be up and down this year. Hopefully next year he comes around and gets back to where he was his rookie year. All right, let's get to your questions here. Natty. Oh, I think we got some other ones up here. Let me roll up to the top here. All right, let's go, Kevin. Reds got good pitching, but need help hitting. They need pitching too. They need at least a bullpen, an arm in the bullpen. Then you can either trade for one or you trade for starter. You move Martinez into the bullpen. So yes, they do need a bat. They need a power bat. That's what they need. But they do need some pitching. Holmes, haha. It's all good. Ice, Cardinals ownership and front office is trash. Reds are on the up and up. Reds got the stars. Yeah. Well, for years, the Cardinals could do no wrong. They are always good. Now you're on. I got a feeling they make a move. It's definitely will be a bullpen. A bat seems like it will not happen. That's what I'm afraid they're going to do, Natty. I'm with you. That's what I'm afraid they're going to do. The thing is, though, 2 years ago when we were 2 years ago, 3 years ago when we were in this race, and all they got us was Maul. That was it, and that was like after the trade deadline. I mean, it was over. It was. This is where they need. They better. I'm not gonna say need. They better make a trade by the trade deadline because this team needs it. They need that. They really need that bat. Now, question for you: if you guys had a choice, either bat or pitching, which one would you take? I would take the bat because we need some power. We are in the easiest park to hit home runs, and we don't hit home runs. We do not hit home runs. Natty here. I'm hearing so far. I haven't heard nothing yet, but I'll take a diehard fan out here and seem like sees. Man, I'll try to read this again. What I'm hearing so far, I have heard nothing yet, but I'll take to a diehard fan out here, and it seems like Arizona wants a lot for Suarez. That's what I've been thinking too, because of they did make trades to the Yankees and to the Mariners, and Gino was not one of them. So maybe they're asking too much for. Let's see here. John, we're gonna trade Lucas Kramer or Lucas Patrick. Trade Lucas Patrick for Gino Suarez. Now they're on pitching is what Arizona needs, especially the bullpen. We got pitching. We got pitching in the minors. I mean, I'll give up. That's the thing. You keep getting all this pitching and all these young athletes in the minors. Trade them. Trade them for somebody to help this team now. I don't want to hear this. Well, we're really waiting for next year. No. Now. Trade them now. Trade them. Trade them yesterday. Get some people to help this team now. Natty, I honestly, if you're not going to get Suarez, just get somebody in the bullpen and then wait for the end of the year to get Kyle and bring him home. Yeah, but I want help now. I want the Bengals. I want the Reds to go to the playoffs. I keep saying this. I'm going to try to speak it into existence. When the Reds get into the playoffs, that pitching they got, that thing will ride. That's the thing. Once you get into the playoffs, the team with the most pitching usually wins. Now, you got to have Tommy hitting and stuff. But if you can get, I'll just paint the picture. The way Nick Lodolo is pitching, you get a healthy Hunter Green, and you get Abbott. Those your first three. I'll take my chances in a 3-game series or 5-game series. I take my chances on that. Augie. The Bengals are not getting Elliot Suarez. Yes. I don't see the Bengals and the Reds making a trade. Natty. Definitely flashback. Yes, exactly. That 2 years ago. That's what I'm talking about. I was on a screaming trade for somebody. And we got Maul. And like I said, that I honestly think, if I remember right, that was after the trading deadline that we picked him up, which I don't even remember how that even works anymore. You got to clear all the teams or something, and they let you have them. But they let him have them because the Reds were already out of it by then. I mean, it was over. That's what I'm hoping, praying that the Castellanes and Krall learn from that. Like, you got to go. You got to get you're within striking distance of a wild card. You got to get 85, 89 wins, I think, maybe to get a playoff spot. I think this team can do that, but I don't know if they can do it the way it's currently constructed, because I'll just go back to this. One thing that drives me nuts is, like, when Jim Bowden was here, we had a whole bunch of guys who either swung and missed or hit home runs, which you want a lot of power bats in this ballpark because it's so easy to home runs. We don't have a consistent power guy at all in this lineup, and that's where you keep drafting all these shortstops. You're getting all this young pitching. Take a couple of those guys, bundle them up, and trade them for a power hitting bat. because you're not drafting them, which I am not upset with the way the Reds are drafting, because I am a firm believer if you get the best athletes, which are shortstops usually, you can play them anywhere. That's why I say eventually Ellie might move to the outfield. Some people don't want to hear that. I think he's a future center fielder. If Arroyo can ever start hitting in the minors, I think he could be our future shortstop, because he's a better shortstop than Ellie is. But again, right now, I'll trade. If somebody wants Arroyo, I'll trade him. Yeah, I don't care. Give me somebody for this year, because I don't think we're going to keep Ellie. We're only going to have him for a certain amount of time, because, and the thing is, people are like, oh, you got to be optimistic. I've been there, done that. I've been through the years where we paid Joey Votto and didn't pay anybody else. I've been here through the years where we paid Ken Griffey Jr. and Barry Larkin and didn't pay anybody else. I love Ellie De La Cruz. I want him to be a Red the rest of his career. I don't want him to be a Red if that's the only guy that they're going to pay, and I am expected to go put my hard-earned money down there and watch the Reds get their heads kicked in all the time. But hey, you can watch Ellie play all the time. No. Like, the best thing is which this is the future, but when we get to the point where he's eligible for free agency, trade him then and get some prospects for him. That's when you trade him, not now. All right, Holmes. Hold on a second. There you go. All right, Jerry says a bat. Yep, I agree. He wants a bat. Natty Ryan, what are Reds' chances tonight? The way Nick Lodolo has been pitching, I think they're good. They had a chance last night, Ronnie Ron. It was in the first couple innings. If you get to that pitcher, Namaguchi Yamanoa, I think that's how you say it. If you get to him early, like they could have, that changes that game. They had opportunities and they didn't take advantage of it. So yeah, I think they got a shot. Like I said, Lodolo's been pitching like the Lodolo I thought would be. Okay, the Reds need help with hitting. Give me a bat. I agree with you. Let's see here. Paul, but the Reds always have a habit of trading our best. Well, when they're in a pennant race, if you're talking about when they're trading to get rid of money, yeah. That's just trade to get rid of money. Can I clarify what you're talking about there, Pat, when they trade our best? You're talking about when they traded Gino, yeah, but that was to get rid of his money. Natty, what's the deal with the White Sox? Are they selling their power bats? They should be. I mean, they're Castillo, Luis, whatever his name is, he's one of the guys that they've talked about in ESPN, different writers talk about the Reds getting. Holmes. All right, you want to get back to Trey Henderson here. Getting back to Trey Henderson's holdout. I bet his contract gets done right before the last preseason game. Most players 30 and older want to preserve their body and miss a majority of camp. I mean, I'll play it to you this way. It's funny because Jamar Chase said this in his press conference. He said, if they asked him if he missed training camp, he said, no. He said, my legs felt healthy. No, I didn't miss it. He goes, but then I'm a workaholic. You know, I love getting better. It was kind of funny. He kind of contradicted himself, but I understand where he said, no, he didn't miss it. And his legs felt healthier and because he didn't get beat down at the beginning of camp. But the thing is, too, if you guys remember, it took Jamar at least 2 games before he really got going. And if we could have had the Jamar Chase we had for most of the season, had him the first 2 games, we probably would have won one of them, both of them. So, yeah. Yes, please get the likes up on the show. I agree with you, Natty. Appreciate it. Awesome. If they were, then expect a ton of TDs or home runs. Ellie, stripe them up. Somehow we got in a conversation of trading Bengals players for Reds players. I'm not sure how that happened. I love my chat. You guys are awesome. Natty says 87 to 89 wins is the magic number for the wild cards. Reds must figure a way out. And it's reachable. They have to get consistent, and they're working on getting consistent. But as this team is currently constructed, I think they're an 83 to 85 win team. They need a bat. They really need a bat. What they really need, if they're really going to go in on it, they need to get a bat. They need to get a starting pitcher, and they need to get a bullpen guy. That's what they really need to do. They're not going to do all 3 of those. I would be shocked if they did all three of those. Wait, where'd August go? Oh, here it is. Hold on a second. No, that was it. Yeah. You guys need to reincarnate Marge. Look, Marge gets a bad rap for the way she's treated people and said stuff. Like, I get that. I am not defending any of that. I just remember as a kid and from my early, like, what was it? She went on team 84. So from 9-year-old me to 21-year-old me when she owned the team, we won a lot. Okay. And I liked it. We won a lot. We won a World Series. We went to the playoffs. We won a lot. So in my mind, as a Reds fan, she was a really good owner. I liked her. Let's see here. Natty, let's get to the bullpen. LA's bullpen is definitely weak. That's anything, especially when their starting pitching is unbelievable. The Dodgers don't need help. They don't even need to trade for anybody. The three pitchers that the Reds are seeing, it's gonna be unbelievable. You got to get out of their starting pitching and get into their bullpen as fast as you can. Again, when they give you an opportunity like they did at the beginning of the game yesterday, take advantage of it. That's what the Reds need to do, because once their pitcher gets in a groove, he might shut you down, which is what Namagoa did last night. I'm trying to say his name. Okay, yeah, Natty. If they can't get Roberts from Chicago, they definitely need to talk to the Atlanta Braves. Yeah, Atlanta Braves might be getting Ozuna. That's another guy that came out there. Another name I've heard. That I wouldn't mind that batty. He's not the same as he was a couple years ago. But I mean, the guy wants Gino. I want Gino. I don't know if we're gonna get him. We got the stuff to get him. We do. It's just a matter if the Reds are willing to give it up. And the closer you get to the deadline, maybe the Diamondbacks ask less. Because like I said, the other two teams that I heard that were really in it were the Seattle Mariners and New York Yankees, and Arizona traded with them, but they didn't trade Gino, so they might not be in it as much. We'll see. Let's see here. Augie, she put a winner on the field. Complimenting her despite Shotzi dumping in the batter's box. Shotzi dumped wherever Shotzi wanted to. Barry Larkin has talked about that on the broadcast. Holmes. Sad day. Yes. I'm glad you brought that up, Holmes. Sad day yesterday with the passing of Cubs Hall of Famer Ryan Sandberg. Couldn't stand the Cubs then and now, but Sandberg was a class act. R.I.P. Rhino. I always liked Rhino. Well, back when I was a kid, the Cubs were in the East, and they were always on WGN. So I go to my aunt and uncle's house, and you've heard these stories. Everybody's got these stories. Go to WGN house, go to your grandpa's house, your great aunt and uncle's house, and you'd watch Harry. That's terrible, terrible impersonation of him. Give me my Bud Light, and you watch Rhino, and I always liked Rhino, and it's his second bout with cancer, and he unfortunately lost that, died at 65 years old. So yeah, that was sad day yesterday for Rhino's gone too. And then we had the incident at the NFL offices yesterday where the gunman went in there and injured and killed a lot of people. He had PTSD or claiming he had that's in a note or whatever, and he was trying to sue the NFL or something like that. So sad couple of days as far as other stuff in the sports world. But yeah, it was sad that Rhino was gone. Let's see here. Rob, I met Marge when I was like 8. She was on her golf cart smoking a cigarette and then presented me with an award for something one summer. I actually have, let's see, where is it? Around here somewhere, I got her autograph. I can't remember where it's around here in the ice cave. So I can't see it. I think it's behind me. My aunt and uncle got me her autograph because she used to sit in the front row, not in a skybox or in a box. She sit in the front row. You can walk down there and And see here. Rob, it was hilarious. My brother and I made fun of her cigarette forever, and I don't know why we thought it was funny. Might have a long ash on it or something. Who knows? Natty, I remember watching Ryan Sandberg as a kid. Also, WGN. Those Cubs teams are pretty cool. The Hawk, Andre Dawson, Sean Dunston. What are my favorite Cubs when I was growing up as a Red? Sean Dunston. Like me and Skinny have talked about this. Ellie kind of reminds us of Sean Dunston with his arm, and just how strong it is and erratic. Sometimes it is. Because Ellie, I don't know, you guys know Ellie make a great play. It's the easy ones he messes up. I don't get it. Let's see here. Talk about Marge getting her Pat. She used to have her car dealership in Norwood. Yep. That's where shot Buick. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I know what you meant. I know your favorites. I know what you meant there, Natty. I got you. So we got the Reds tonight at 7:10. How impressed have you guys been with Nick Lodolo? And I've been a guy. Now, there's a couple things I've been right on this year. And, well, one thing I've been wrong on. I've been right on how good Spencer Steer is at first base. And I've said Spencer Steer could win a Gold Glove eventually at first base if they keep him there. So far, he's got to keep going. The last couple of starts, I've been right on Nick Lodolo because Austin Elmore, for years on ESPN 1530, just saying, "Oh, he's just a guy." Like, dude, he's more than just a guy. He's got that curveball, which snaps it right off. He gets his finger problem because he kept getting blisters and stuff. Gets himself healthy. He's made every start this year. Not gonna wood again. And now he's really starting to pitch. If he can continue what he's been doing, this is gonna be a big. If it goes like I think it will tonight, which we say it's going to be a pitching matchup, so it's going to be 21-2, probably, but I'm exaggerating there. But if Nick Lodolo can pitch like he's been doing and continue to grow and get better, this is going to be a hell of a pitching matchup tonight. So if you guys like a lot of offense, you might not see that tonight. This is where I keep saying when the Reds get their chance tonight, they need to take advantage of it because they're not going to get many. And hopefully Nick Lodolo will not give the the Dodgers very many either. Let's see here. Natty. I'm very impressed with Nick, but is he a tradable or is he signable? Well, he's signable and he's tradable, to be honest. I would not, well, I take it back. I wouldn't trade him. I would trade the guys in the minors. We got enough young talent down in the minors that teams like Arizona would want. I would not trade Nick Lodolo. Yes, and they haven't signed him yet because, well, one, I don't know if they tried, but with him being injured, I mean, he hasn't pitched a full year. I think this is his third year in the majors, and he's never pitched a full year. Kind of like Hunter Green. Hunter Green hasn't made a whole year, but hopefully he comes back and takes off. Let's see here. Natty, do the Reds keep Nick or do they trade Nick? Oh, right, they keep him. I'm keeping him. GC3, what's up? We're talking some Bengals here now. Slayton and Jenkins getting 4 sacks yesterday doesn't give me any confidence in the O-line. That's what I think you mean. I'm kind of, in Slayton. I know who you meant. That's where I'm kind of like, is our defensive line that good, or is our offensive line just not playing that good? I don't know. I'm hoping the defensive line is looking that good. But again, I'll go back to the defense in general is playing better. Look at the secondary. Now, you're saying, well, they get burned. They're going against Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. Yeah, they're going to get burned. Those guys are going to beat them more often than they get beat. So, yeah. So the defense in general is looking better. I just don't know how to read the defensive line compared to the offensive line. I just don't know. They're going against each other. So I'm not sure, like I said, if the defense line is looking that good, which I hope it is, or the offensive line is looking that bad. We'll see. Natty, you want to see the defense shine? First, your O-line definitely will catch up. And that's the thing, too. That's a really good point there, Ron. So you got 2 new guards in there. And Dave Lapham has forgot more about the offensive line than I'll ever know. But he always says it's a fist. You all got to be going in the same direction, pointing in the same direction. Last year, our guards were awful. We saw it. You got a rookie in Fairchild on the left side. Right now, you got Cody Ford on the right side until Patrick comes back or they pick somebody up. Right now, Cody Ford is your starting right guard. Just the way it is. They have got to communicate, work together, step at the same time, all that cool stuff. It takes time, especially when you do have a rookie over there. And I think he's a very talented rookie in Fairchild. So, Ron, you did make a good point. It could takes a little while. We'll see. Let's see here. Natty. Get with the next week. Pads will be popping. Game 1 in Philly. Hell yeah. I'm ready. Awesome. Can't wait to see my Bengals go against my Birds. Will be a very interesting game. Yeah, we are getting very, very close. I think this weekend is the Hall of Fame game. Am I correct on that? So I think we actually got football. It's Hall of Fame game. We don't really play, but it's still fun to watch. I really do enjoy. Do you guys actually watch the NFL Hall of Fame? I'll put it this way. We had the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, I think last week or week before that. I don't even watch it. The only one I watch is the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That is it. I will watch, if I can, if I'm home, I'll watch the whole thing. The actual induction ceremony. I will watch the whole thing. Major League Baseball, if Reds getting in, I'll watch that. We don't have a team, but my opinion, everybody gets in the NBA Hall of Fame. But do you guys do you have a certain Hall of Fame you like watching better than the other ones, or you just don't care? Either way. Awesome. I do. I watch it every year or so because I'm so impatient for football to start. That's literally the first game I watch. Yeah, that might be it too, because the NFL has their schedule, everything lined up perfectly. Where it's you want football. Hey, here's a crappy Hall of Fame game, but it's football, and I'll be watching it. Don't get me wrong. I'll be watching it. Natty, Barrett Carter Jr., who I'm very excited about. I am too. Our linebacker room got better. Him and Knight, and along with Logan Wilson, yeah, our linebacking room got better. Barrett Carter, I think, is fast, quick, athletic. Knight is almost like, some people have said this, and it's kind of crazy to think about this, but it's almost like getting an NFL free agent. He's 25 years old. He's damn near a plug and play linebacker. It's an upgrade. I mean, I love Pratt. I always remember him for what he did for the team, but I think we definitely upgraded this linebacking core for sure. Yeah. Hit the likes up. I only got, 4 likes? Hit the likes up. Got 92. We had 100 and some people watching at one time. Now we got 92 people. Anyway, I think I want to get the heck out of here. I'm glad you guys hang out and want to talk. Sometimes I can't get a guest. Things happen. Guys are busy, but I work really hard to get guests on the show. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's kind of cool to every once in a while just hang out and talk with you guys. We can talk sports. You can give your opinion, I give you mine. But thanks for watching. I've been live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch. You can follow me on all those, along with Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. I will be pulling a sound of it later on tonight. Put it on the podcast. You can check it out on BeanPod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Do me a favor. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. Leave a 5-star review and a comment so more Cincinnati fans find my podcast. And shout out to my wonderful sponsors. They are as follows. Party Lawn and Landscaping. You got the grass you don't want to cut because I don't want to cut it. It's hot as crap out there. Who wants to cut grass? Make Johnny do it. Give him a call at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. Party Lawn and Landscaping. You can also follow them on Facebook. I always recommend that because you can check out the work that they've done. Party Lawn and Landscaping. Shout out to T Properties. Quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And, of course, you got Meyer Window Doors and more. Their website is MeyerCincinnati.com. I got them in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're energy efficient, easy to clean, great-looking windows. Meyer Door, Windows, Door, and more. And, of course, my favorite brewery, Moorline Lager House. We will be doing the tailgate there again this year, 3 hours before every single Bengals home game. Plus, we'll be doing a road tailgate. You can come down there and watch the game. It's gonna be, we got some really cool stuff coming up here to watch the game for road games. So you guys have to stick around for the announcements for all that. But more stuff to come. But Moorline Lager House, we're trying to now and then get down there, grab you some delicious Moorline beer, eat you some delicious food, check out the views. Hey, if you're going to go to Reds game, it's right across the street. It's perfect pre-game before you go watch the Reds game tonight. Moorline Lager House. Once again, thanks again, guys, for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And, you know, hey, if I ever get to get paid to do this on the radio, I hope all you guys tune in. Which, who knows if that'll ever happen. Anyway, remember one thing, and one thing only. That's Houday for life. Throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya!
Another great show. You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.